Welcome to Creativity Matters, Creative Careers Pathways, brought to you by Waltham Forest Cultural Education Partnership. I'm the voiceover for today's session. I'm Ms. Rebecca Healy, Trust Head of Careers from Chingford Academies Trust, and other partnerships that bring this series to you are A New Direction and Waltham Forest. I'll also be introducing you to our partners who are the further and local education providers in the area. The Creativity Matters series is made up of two parts, the first being about what creativity means to you and what it is, as well as part two being about creativity and the workplace, and actually what value does that have to us as people and the communities that we exist in, as well as the working world. What we're going to do now is recap what we covered in part one. As a quick recap, when we looked at what creativity is and why it matters, we established that creativity is one of the top 3 most desirable skills in future jobs and jobs today. We've also identified that live events are naturally on the decline because of the pandemic, but what we are seeing is a whole host and range of virtual experiences and encounters that we can be involved in. Ultimately, creativity is the act of turning something that's from an idea into reality. It's also the fastest growing sector in Waltham Forest. We identified that there is a huge investment and funding opportunities within the sector from multiple sources. Creative careers and creative industries are going to grow. It will be an area of choice, and it will be an area that will flourish with varieties of talented people. Future learning opportunities, we know, will be within East Bank and Dagenham Studios in the very near future. In today's session, we're going to be bringing to you local success stories from people and businesses, education routes into creative careers, and professional pathways into creative careers. Let me introduce you to local talent, yes, the success of our own people. We have Adam Woodger, who is known as Ian from EastEnders. We have June Sarpong, who is the first BBC Creative Diversity Director. She's also a writer and broadcaster. We have Jonathan Ive, who is a former Chief of Design Officer at Apple. We've got artist Grayson Perry, who's the creator of the Walthamstow Tapestry. And we also have the musician Lethal Bizzle, known as a grime artist. Before I go on to talk to you about success within local businesses, something I think that really resonates with this whole series is Richard Branson's mantra on the DNA that he really leads his businesses to hold, which is ABCD, always be connecting the dots. And this really draws us back to part one, where we said it's about taking an idea and really bringing that to fruition. And these are two perfect local success businesses that really bring this to life. You've got Armstrong Audio. They're a long-established electronic workshop with a history of manufacturing and servicing and restoring all sorts of electronic items. They have a wide variety and expertise in repairing all those beloved items too. And they very much pride themselves on having a craftsman's approach to repairs. Now, octopuses, well, they are not only the most adaptable, intelligent creature, but they were the inspiration for an organisation that set up as the UK's first sustainable material built cafe called Sky Ocean Rescue Cafe. And they encourage everybody to be more octopus, which essentially means being adaptable, ingenious and compassionate. They were not only sustainable and environmental in design, but they also exhibited in 2020, and all of the parts of the exhibit were upcycled post-event to ensure that there was no waste, because all elements of the interior design of this cafe were from marine ocean-sourced materials and waste. So the wall panels of their exhibit in September 2020 became tote bags and face masks, and the 3D printed coral reef that was on display became a marine centre aquarium attraction for the marine life to enjoy. Let's talk about the local area. Waltham Forest, it's a cultural success story. It's increasingly known as a centre of culture and creativity, and Waltham Forest has shown the fastest employment growth in London. Within London, that's an average of 14%, but in Waltham Forest, an employment growth rate of 30%. The digital and creative arena has been the fastest growing sector as well within our borough, with over the 5 years exceeding construction and retail sectors. Other areas have been the East 17 Art Trail. This is quite the accolade. We had the biggest independent art trail in the UK. We've also been known as the Borough of Culture 2019. And this really took forward projects like New Adventures. We've also seen residency at Roger Ascham School, and we've also seen the redevelopment in 2012 of William Morris Gallery. We're hoping that you are at a stage where we've really drawn out a curiosity of what creative careers could mean to you and potential pathways at whatever age you are within your career. Ultimately, helping you to choose a creative learning pathway. And there are so many different ways to look upon this, but what we've done is put it into 3 different steps to help you really understand where you may begin. The first would be to look at the educational route and the learning route you want to go down. This could be academic or technical or a specialised provision. Think about whether you would like to be learning and enhancing your creativity skills and talents in a classroom, practically, or a blend of both. That leads you on to think about your learning environment. Would this be within a sixth form school, a sixth form college, or a college? Or another type of training provider? Think about whatever age you are, whether you would like a familiar or a fresh start, whether the facilities and the campus are supportive of your creative direction and your interests. The third area is we get you to think about the learning level. And at 16 plus, that tends to be entry level 3 into something that would be the equivalent of an A level. 18 plus is entry level 3 or level 4 upwards. But don't get hung up on these learning levels, because it doesn't matter where you're starting your creativity interest, there are so many different options. So when you're looking at developing your creative skills, think about how you like to learn, where you'd like to learn, and what criteria and results or experience and your own personal learning needs would benefit you most to identify your next steps. Want to discover a little further about where in Waltham Forest you could further your education? Well, there's a selection of colleges as well as schools. Click on these links and it will direct you to their homepages where you can explore more. Big Creative Education. They're a local college and they're all about developing talent, transforming lives and creating careers. They really truly bring industry into the classroom. Check out their prospectus for 21-22, enrolment for September. They have a whole host of courses that you can get involved in. You can use videos on this slide deck to not only learn about their really cool careers programme over the 2 years that most programmes exist, but you will also be able to click through and watch a video all about apprenticeships at BCE that are all about learning, earning and succeeding. I did say they've got a big prospectus. We're talking games design through to fashion, performing arts, production arts to sports studies. Events management, music performance, art and design, theatrical and media makeup, media film and TV, and music production. There is a whole host of opportunity ready for you to learn more about. So use the prospectus, find out all about the application journey that you could be following, and secure your place for September. Layton Sixth Form College, an inclusive learning environment with over 2,000 students enrolling each year. They offer you also a host of enrichment opportunities. They have specialist facilities for all of their courses. The courses range from A-levels, BTEC, to extended diplomas and diplomas. Embracing Waltham Forest spirit, they had LSC, Year of Culture. This allowed cross-creative arts projects to be produced for this campaign. Click on these links and see what all the students got up to. Layton Sixth Form College are very proud of their alumni, and so they should be, showcasing these incredible achievements, not only at the LSC when they were studying, but beyond that, in their learning pathways that they've taken and their career pathways. Find out more, click on these links, and don't just stop with Marta, Kitch and Consuela, look at the others. There's more names on the right-hand side of the screen for you to explore. Hopefully, it will inspire you to enrol. This session can really only capture a few of the many different learning pathways within the borough. With this sixth form college, you're able to meet them every Monday between 2 and 3 if you book in advance to get some advice on applying to them. They also have hosted many other open evenings, but there's one upcoming on the 23rd of March. View their prospectus and seek to apply. Waltham Forest College have a great presence within the borough and also offer college tours. You can book in your own time, but also don't stop there. Use the virtual tours. Browse all of the different campus buildings using these videos. Get a closer insight in your own time. Browse their full-time course possibilities by using the prospectus. You can download, print or complete and submit the application form. Make sure you're ready for their admissions day. We're really fortunate to have University of Arts London based in the heart of London. It's Europe's largest specialist art and design university, and it's made up of 6 unique colleges. Check out and watch their students inform you and give you insight into the University of Arts London. Not even the pandemic stopped their students celebrating and showcasing their talent. Yes, they wouldn't have been able to come together as cohorts to celebrate their success and their collections, but look what they've achieved. They partnered with IBM and brought together a showcase of all of their work online. Watch their graduate showcase and view their collections today. University of Arts London offer pre-degree, undergraduate and postgraduate courses in a selection of creative career arenas. Want to know more? Well, the best place to start is learning from students about their experiences. Find out more by clicking on the links about London College of Fashion as well as students' journeys into UAL. These videos are brilliant for myth busting, really getting to grips with what life and work is like as a creative person. You can browse their subject areas, and what's more, you can also find out and understand more about fees, finance and funding. Looking ahead and knowing that East Bank is going to be the redeveloped Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park, we know new employers and new learning organisations are entering this district. It will be known as the creative hub within London. So click on these links, find out more about how London College of Fashion are making their move to East Bank, in 2023. With East Bank being the new powerhouse for culture, education and innovation, UCL are making their move too, bringing with them 8 faculties that will combine 4,000 students and 260 academic staff across multiple new campuses. It will not only be open to the academics and the staff and students, but also bring together a first and ground floor building designed to welcome visitors and the public. They're very much about local communities and the industry, and it's about solving those big problems and challenges that people face in their lives and that our planet does too. So why not check out their website, see what you could study, look ahead. So far, I've introduced you to what creativity is, what it could mean to you, and the value it has within our own borough, businesses, and people's own careers. So, you're probably wondering, how could you maybe begin to demonstrate that you're creative? I recommend beginning your own portfolio, and people do this in a whole range of ways. Guess what? They get creative. Yep, they use digital formats like Instagram, LinkedIn, and Portfolio Box. But there are so many different ways. It could be your sketchbook, it could be a different type of board that you collect ideas and notes on, it could be an area of your home or the outdoors locally where you really go to use those creative flows and help channel all of your thoughts and document them somewhere. Ultimately, a portfolio is a first stepping stone of taking those ideas, getting them down, and starting to really work them through. It's about bringing it to life. So have a think about the way that would work best for you. Next steps. It's about getting curious. Follow your line of thought and make sure that you identify how you can bring that to life. Nationally, we have the National Careers Service, and they are an impartial and confidential support network. You can call them, text them, you can send them a message for a call back, and you can fill in and access many different types of skills assessments, as well as find information about different job roles and labour market information on those. But you've also got a network closer in support to you. That could be your school, your college, your university, or it could be companies that you have a network with, whether this is through placement, your apprenticeship, or other routes, like traineeships, kickstarts, or graduate schemes, supported internships. There are so many different ways that you can interconnect with organisations, local people that are self-employed, artists, as well as really find inspiring people that like to use creativity as a way to support their well-being. So, firstly, I think really have a think about what it is that you're looking to create a kick-starting situation for your creativity. Research it. Think about if your destination is going to be within the creative careers arena. Use these websites. Discover creative careers as well as prospects. Use other organisations like Artswork, who are dedicated to creative apprenticeships, Creative Alliance, who are a specialist provider in creative digital marketing and apprenticeships. You've also got Give a Grad a Go, which is all about graduate recruitment. We've covered 2 practical ways you can really begin to bring to life your creative pathway, and that's through building a portfolio and doing research. Another is finding a mentor. We have mentioned the wealth of opportunity within our borough and within London. You are in a very fortunate position to be located in this part of the country. I would recommend you make the most of it. And one way you can do this is to find a mentor. This is about seeking someone out who has had professional success that aligns with your career's aspirations, whether this is in a learning or workplace setting or their own personal professional development. It's about asking questions, finding out about how they made decisions, getting advice on the right subjects or the blend of them. Utilise organisations like gem.org.uk, which are networking sites, as well as LinkedIn. It's really important that these relationships are professional and equally that you are safe. Therefore, before you approach anybody, you must speak to your school or college prior to approaching a potential mentor. We hope this two-part series has really left you feeling inspired and given you some practical steps as to how you make that happen. Let's navigate. Let's make sure that you are finding that creative subject that will train you in a way that adds value to your life. Because what we do find is creativity not only impacts us personally and in our communities, but also in an interconnected world, it will be a leading skill within our global labour market. So put yourself first, get creative, and good luck.